Israel and Iran are at war. This didn't come out of nowhere. It has been building for a very long time. Here's a recap of how we got here. The Jewish people have a long history with Persia, the region we now know as Iran. By the 20th century, under Mossadegh and later the Shah, Iran was modern, secular, and relatively open to the world. It had diplomatic relations with the West, including with Israel. Women were educated and active in public life. It wasn't perfect, but there was stability and there were freedoms. Everything changed in 1979. That year, a radical Islamist revolution overthrew the Shah and replaced him with a fundamentalist Islamist theocracy led by Ayatollah Khomeini. The new regime turned Iran into an authoritarian, anti-Western, anti-democratic, anti-women country that has one main ideology: exporting its Islamist revolution and Sharia law throughout the Middle East and beyond. In Shia Islam specifically, this is about the return of the Mahdi, the 12th Imam. The believers of the 12th Imam believe that Muhammad al-Mahdi went into occultation or disappeared in 874, but that he's still alive and waiting to take over the entire Muslim world and eventually the entire world. They also believe that you must be proactive in ushering in the 12th Imam, specifically by initiating an apocalypse with the little Satan, which is Israel, and the big Satan, which is the United States. A designated military was created in order to maintain the religious integrity of the Islamic Republic. The Revolutionary Guard are an ideological army mandated with a mission of jihad in Allah's way. Israel is perceived as the greatest obstacle to the reappearance of the 12th Imam. You must eradicate Israel in order for the Imam to reappear. This is the regime which took over Iran in 1979. Within months of the Islamic Revolution, they seized the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and took 52 American diplomats hostage. They were held for 444 days. The newly formed Islamic Republic of Iran started importing its Islamist agenda all over the world. They created and financed proxy armies all over the Middle East: Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Houthis in Yemen. In 2019, Iran-backed militias stormed the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. In 2023, they launched more than 170 drones and rockets attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan, wounding dozens of Americans. Iranian operatives have carried out bombings of Israelis in India, Georgia, and Thailand. They bombed the Saudi oil refineries in 2019. They were behind the 1992 bombing of the Israeli embassy in Argentina and the 1994 Jewish Community Center attack. Just weeks ago, British police foiled an Iranian plot to bomb the Israeli embassy in London. And here in the U.S., Iran has plotted an assassination of President Donald Trump. The Iranian regime also quietly began building a nuclear program. By the early 1990s, Israel had identified covert enriched facilities and missiles development that pointed towards a military use. They built a nuclear power plant in Israel's neighboring country, Syria, which Israel eliminated in 2007. While Iran lied to the international community, it advanced its nuclear ambitions in secret. In 2015, Iran signed a nuclear deal with the U.S. known as the JCPOA. The deal was problematic, and it allowed Iran to keep more than 5,000 centrifuges. It gave the regime a pathway to nukes. When the United States pulled out of the deal in 2018, Iran responded by accelerating everything. They enriched uranium beyond the deal's limits, stockpiled more than 20 times the allowed amount, and moved operations deeper underground. And last week, the IAEA, the UN nuclear watchdog, confirmed what Israel has been saying all along. Iran has been lying to the international community, and they now have enough enriched uranium to build 10 to 15 nuclear bombs. Iran has been publicly promising to destroy Israel and the United States for decades. It has been building armies around Israel. Its ideological, extremist religious doctrines calls for the eradication of Israel, and the U.S. and the international nuclear agencies have confirmed that they keep lying. Israel did not have a choice anymore. This was a direct threat, and Israel acted. Operation Rising Lion, Kelavi, is a historic campaign to dismantle Iran's nuclear weapons and ballistic missile program and degrade its terror regime. The Islamic Republic of Iran is occupying its own people. It oppresses women, the LGBTQ+ community, and targets and kills any dissenting voices. You can't wear your hair out in public in Tehran or walk a dog. It's a backwards regime which is ideologically stuck in the Middle Ages, but this is not why Israel attacked. Sure, the world would be a much better place if the Iranian people would be free from the Islamic Republic of Iran. But this war is not about that. It's about the safety and security of Israel, America, and the West. The Islamic Republic of Iran's pursuit of nuclear bomb must be stopped. On October 7th, 2023, with Iran's backing, Yahya Sinwar lit a match that spread across the Middle East. But what Iran didn't understand was that this wasn't the beginning of their war. It was the beginning of their end. This Iranian regime needs to accept the reality that it's over. They lost. It is weaker than it has ever been before. Its economy is collapsing. Its proxies are weakening or non-existing, and its people are no longer afraid. A new Middle East can actually be built now, one that is not built on terror but on peace. The Saudis know this. The Emiratis know this. Everybody knows this. And the entire region is watching as events unfold. This is a historic moment. The region knows this. Israel had to do it. Iran can end it right now if it comes to the table. And you can thank us later. To peace.